My name is Rhapsody. I am in an absolutely excellent mood today. I hope you are as well. We're going to be playing Covenant 25 Runstermon 25 Monster Train Covenant Ascension Run 25. Well, not Ascension. Covenant. It's called Covenant in this one. We've got 2 copies of Vent, 2 copies of Wildwood Sap, and 1 copy of Rage Serum here in the base deck. We've got the base Hellhorned, we've got the Awoken Starter. Ooh, my god. We actually have like a really powerful deck already. So, what do we immediately need to think about? We have the Awoken Exile starter card. So we have the Root Seeds, which means that the Merchants of Magic are a lot more valuable. Just removing the costs on those Root Seeds is super good. Also, we have access to possibly, we'll see, the multi-striking. Oh, we didn't get the multi-striking. That's okay. That's okay. This is not a problem. In fact, we may even end up diversifying into multi-strike later with Brawler. But this means we're not going to be going for like a huge stat growth build exclusively out of the things with Rage Serum and Root Seeds, and then probably later more Rage Generation, things like that. I'm also probably not going to want to use Hornbreaker Prince as my opener, as my frontline. Is that true? So there is one unique thing that you get to do specifically with this clan combination and specifically with the Hornbreaker Prince, and that is if you give the Hornbreaker Prince spikes, then anytime anyone dies against those spikes, that counts as a slay. So they get revenge triggers and they get the slay triggers at the same time. They can project damage backwards due to the spikes. God, do I really want to... You know what? Let's try it. I've done 1,000,001 Reaper runs. Oh, that's hard. That's actually really hard. Consider the average fight is 7 rounds long, right? So that Emblem of the Exiles is a 35 extra health on the frontline unit. And that's if you only use 1. If you've got a multi-floor solution, you're double and triple dipping on that. Capricious Reflection is very, very powerful. It's so much value. I really wish I could take the Emblem of the Exiles here. It's worth noting that after the Hornbreaker Prince is something that I can actually get online, after I can actually get it to start bopping and never stopping till the enemies be dropping, then I'm not really going to need the Emblem of Exiles anymore in the kind of like mental archetype I have in mind. Volatile Gauge versus Guild Marker versus Prory's Cloak. Huh. I see. I can tell you this much. It can't be Volatile Gauge right now, can it? Draw +3 per turn is really nice. Be incapable of winning the first fight is not. It is entirely possible that I would go into the first fight having taken that and lose. Go Guild Marker. So both times there, I went for something that is ridiculous in terms of its kind of like monetary value that it proposes to us. Obviously, this one's more direct. This one is buying you upgrades that you otherwise wouldn't necessarily have. We have torches in this base deck, so non-enemy starting this fight shouldn't be too bad. Great. So you go on the top floor, get your Root Seeds, please spawn the Collector. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Okay. That Vent is really good on the bottom line right now. So am I going to torch you and then vent the bottom line? Certainly looks like it. And then just keep on buffing you. I'll even start stacking regen into you because I know I'm getting regen in the next hand as well. So I'm going to kill those frontline units. Yeah, there are a lot of chumps that I have to bite through. And if I kill those front lines, I can actually put down a Shiny Steward to get 2 of the stacks of lifesteal off of chains decided there. Okay. It's pretty good. Weight of Contrition, 2 Shiny Stewards feels right to play here. No more stacks of lifesteal for y'all. Beautiful. No wases, mate. Ritual battle already upgraded to be 0 cost. How do you turn that down? Steel Enhancer with Permafrost. Retromation Detonation right there. Apparently in the middle is what I was apparently going to say. Restoration Detonation with Permafrost as well. And then a Glimmer with Consume. That Glimmer is actually kind of appealing. It doesn't need to be in my deck forever. Just clear one wave, move on. Especially before I get spikes, that's quite valuable. Okay. We do have Seraph the Patient at the very end as well, so I am going to have to try and think about how the Hornbreaker Prince is going to survive those encounters consistently. Okay, so if my plan is ultimately to use the Hornbreaker Prince as my front line, the problem here is, like, I need to get a... the Potion of Spikes, the one that gives 4 spikes, or Sharpen, or Cycle of Life. There aren't that many cards that give spikes, right? And 2 of them are common. So if I whiff by here and still haven't gotten spikes, then suddenly... I gotta suddenly get something together, you know? So I'm thinking there's a Hellhaunt unit here, there's a Hellhaunt unit here, there's a Divine Temple. So joining a Hellhaunt and a Divine Temple is often quite good. Hellhaunt is more commonly a backliner than Awoken is, just because the Awoken has access to the Rejuvenate units. The Hollows, that is. The Hollows got buffed as well, by the way, so... that was a small change in the recent patch. I don't think I'll do a full patch note review of the recent patch. Rather, I'll just note the changes as they appear because they will be relatively infrequent. I already said that the Merchant of Magic is slightly incentivized due to the fact that just decreasing the cost of these root seeds is a very, very kind of like valuable move you can make early on. Although I'm also thinking, like, what could this Awoken unit be that I'd be really into? Like, obviously, Animus of Will. I'm always into Animus of Will. We've got Root Seeds in the deck. We've got Rage Serum in the deck. I mean, Animus of Will would be a great pick. What else, though? Am I really keen on an Awoken unit right now? I don't think I am. I'm going to go over here. Hold over. Mm-hmm. 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 Slay to apply rage to friendly units, eh? It does attack on quick. It's just, I don't like having that many Slay triggers competing against one another. But I guess the other one also gets revenge triggers. But it needs Slay triggers to live. Like, you could see there that a lot of the time I was using my spells. This isn't going to be more common later on as the enemies have more health. But I was using my spells to try and end up with just one target against the Wrathful Prince. Which gave the Wrathful Prince the ability to immediately take them out. However, the Branded Warrior would take them out in that circumstance here. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Honestly, a holdover plus 10 on Vent. In fact, I probably would have put holdover plus 10 on the Glimmer if it weren't already upgraded with something else right now. Sometimes it will give you an upgrade that you don't want, right? Capricious Reflection can be, God. Like, almost taunting in a fashion, but, like, connotatively, almost, like, connotatively coquettish. Only there was a word for that. Upon reflection, there isn't. The Hornbreak could easily get this plus 10, though. That's an easy right there. And Bearstone, if I have nothing else I want to put it on, I put it on Root Seeds. Do I put Holdover on anything here? I think not. I think not for... Honestly, primarily the reason is if the card isn't something that you desperately want to play every single turn. then you're denying yourself the ability to draw towards the cards that you do desperately want to play every single turn. It can have a negative. Consume removal, but +1 cost on that Glimmer is not... That's not value right there, baby. That's not what we want to do. That Vent gets the +10. Rootsseeds gets the -1. That is a very powerful base deck right there. I could actually try and start purging cards if I really wanted to get serious here. I could purge 2 cards. That's a whole ass Unstable Vortex right there, purging 2 cards. Am I ever hell-venting anything in the next area? No. So if I'm not hell-venting anything next area, I'm going for the Herzl's Horde and I'm going for the Hellhorn Banner over here. If I whiff hard on that Hellhorn Banner, right? Imagine I get 2 units that I desperately do not want. Then I still have the option to go over to this Awoken Banner, and then there's Divine Temple there as well as the Merchant of Steel, so I can still define my kind of like secondary or possibly tertiary minion by that point. Because if we have a Branded Warrior that is going to be providing rage to its allies on the same floor, obviously you benefit from having more allies on the same floor. All this to say, I can easily get these out of the deck right now. If I had spikes, I would feel less comfortable about this, but I don't, so I do. Pop y'all up top. You do need to be buffed. As in, given rage, wherever available with torches, I think. Glimmer's good. And you would attack quick, so you would give the rage? Okay, sure, do that. And you're going to need to do that a couple lines afterwards as well. Okay, 14, so I can play the Shiny Steward first. You hit, we hit back with a 19, so now we do get the Slay on the Hornbreaker Prince. That was kind of ideal there. I mean, you know, the best case scenario would have been another vent this turn, right? So that we can actually kill this with the Branded Warrior, and then the Hornbreaker Prince kills the Trusted Priest behind, but, you know, beggars, chooses, etc. That's what I always say. And people always ask me to clarify, and I say no way. I think I'm going to keep stacking that regen. Think that is representative of the key to the kingdom here for us. Get that bad boy down. Good. I was getting pretty worried about this. Just as a result of having not gotten any real slay triggers on the Hornbreaker Prince there. Multi-strike on an imp, eh? Ritual the battle's fine. Especially with a cost decrease. Hold over on Razor Sharp Edge. It's a lot of damage scaling. I'm incentivized to take units that multi-strike or make units multi-strike courtesy of... Sorry, not courtesy of that. Courtesy of already having, like, Ritual of Battle, Rage Serum, all the Root Seeds. Obviously, Branded Warrior is pushing me in that direction as well. Razor Sharp Edge is a great card for that. Yeah, fine. I don't want to take it, but I will... Alright, so you know what we could do? Theoretically. I'm not saying we should do, I'm saying we could do. We'd be taking this Thorned Hollow and then putting that into the Branded Warrior, because then the Branded Warrior is a 25-20 with 10 spikes, and on Slay gives Rage 3 to friendly units. It also attacks quick, so it occasionally takes down frontline enemy units. We still have another upgrade we could provide to it, so we would probably give it not a large stone, right? It'd be too big at that point because it's also increasing its capacity. This is a plan to make 2 different floors, though, if I do it in that way. Unless I get an Ascend or Descend, and I've seen neither. All right, let's do it. I wanted to do a spike gain Slay trigger. And the game is giving me that. It's just not the way that I thought it was going to be. I've already moved the Hellhorns out of here. The Hellhorns, the stewards out of here. What do you got? Plus 30 and intrinsics, quite good. Armor 30. Plus 30, plus 30, and plus 1. Is this a whiff? Is this a whiff? Okay. So one version of the floors that I'm thinking of now is a Branded Warrior with a Thorned Hollow inside. So the Branded Warrior, again, is going to be a 25-20 with Slay, apply 3 rage to friendly units because it's already that. It's got Rage 4, it's got Quick. It will also have +1 to its capacity, so it's the 3 capacity unit, and Spikes 10. Spikes 10, not a problem in the Seraph the Patient fight. Seraph the Patient fight is also slightly asking, hey, Raps, do you want to maybe split up your floors a little bit? It's not demanding it, to be clear. There are other ways to counter the Seraph the Patient without that. You know, chump blocking, just gaining a ridiculous amount of armor. There's other ways to do it, but it's asking. So what I would then need to do is get another unit on the same floor as the Branded Warrior. The Branded Warrior is 2 capacities. So if I'm trying to put a the Branded Warrior is 2 capacity, it's 3 capacity with the infusion of the Awoken Hollow. If I want to put another unit into that floor, I'm trying to put in a 2 capacity unit, or I'm committing to taking a capacity gem in order to put another unit into it. Which is to say, I could get a 2 capacity unit and then put a demon friend in it and feel pretty good about that. Alternatively, that demon friend is very big, isn't it? It's quite large. It's heft. It has size. It could carry me for a while if I went energy instead, right? And then I put the Awoken Hollow into the demon friend, then those 2 can just sit on the same floor, right? On the bottom floor. But then they're taking all of the spike triggers away from the Hornbreaker Prince that ideally wants to play in here somewhere, right? Because the Hornbreaker Prince can kind of ball out of control after the upgrades. Not being able to find spikes, I really regret having taken Wrathful here. The Slay trigger would be so much better at this point. Would open up so many more things to me. Because, like, then I just put the Awoken Hollow in and then I put the Hornbreaker in the backline. But the Hornbreaker in the backline here is not going to have much rage at all. They're not really going to get that many slays either. They're just going to be kind of weak unit. So, what do I think the best thing that can happen to us now is? I think the best thing that can happen to us now... But, give me a moment. I think the best thing that could theoretically happen would be we take this demon friend, we infuse the Awoken Hollow into the Branded Warrior, we go down here, we find in this Awoken banner a Animus of Will. We put the demon friend into the Animus of Will, so it has 33 damage and 33 health, but it's got 2 multi-strikes, so it's striking for just almost 100 damage every single turn. as it comes out. Actually, in fact, it comes out with 3 raids, so it's doing more than 100 already just by base. It's 3 capacity, so before I check whether or not I get an Animus of Will, I would have to take another capacity in order to actually run that floor. That's the big killer for it, right? Also, the extra 30 health would mean that the Animus of Will would have a much easier time consistently taking the Razor Sharp Edge. That's a big reason behind that. I'm scared. I'm quite scared of what I'm doing right now, and I don't entirely think I should be doing 100%. More Slay triggers. It's Divinity the Template. I can also just give plus 30 to Random Warrior. But then the Thorned Hollow doesn't go anywhere. No, the Thorned Hollow is going to do. Yeah, no. This may not necessarily be a strategic choice that I'm making here. However, it is a cool choice. Now, could I upgrade one of these with 30, plus 30 and feel good about it? Yes. Do I need to right now? I think that's a more key question. I think that answer is no. Same with intrinsic. Yeah. That's pretty much how I expected that one to go down. So in this fight, I think I actually will be playing in the way that I said that I wouldn't be playing, which is to say the Branded Warrior is going up the top on the top floor by itself in front. And it's going to get our regens. We're going to have to try and find explosive kills. Not jazzed about that. I'm going to need to find more individual heals. Oh, thank you for the horn break. That's exactly what I needed right here. Throw away Shiny Suit on a different floor. I really want to get the Wildwood Sap out because look at the health, but... Oh, God. If I don't get that Wildwood Sap out, I lose, right? Yeah. Gets both the kills, I take less damage. Regen online. So if I kill the frontliner just with my individual hit, right? That's ideal here. We take less damage. In fact, because we're killing that first, we don't even have to worry about its incant triggers. So I can do the buffs there that I otherwise wouldn't have. Very low HP values here. Torch that, throw out the Glimmer, making this... like, all of the resolutions on this top floor have been nice. Real tight resolutions up here. Hope I don't lose. I can't take that many hits on that top floor, I'll tell you that for free. Fine. Guess you go there then? Because this Overcharged Apprentice is actually attacking here. And we're healing for exactly its damage right now. Do I even want to get a Razor Shot? I probably do. It's so much extra damage with the Hornbreaker Prince, getting it consistently. Trample, I guess, on the Branded Warrior right now is fine. We need to give you health. That's a big upgrade we need to hit. This Merchant of Steel is compulsory regardless of whether or not I think that Awoken Banner is a bailout situation for me. I also don't think like I'm in ridiculous jeopardy. But I do worry that this thing comes up to the next floor and then I go, oh, I lost a while ago and I didn't realize. Oh, okay. Funny. So this is currently 51. 44 is the next breakpoint for the Daedalus to kill us. So we can buff you a few times. Is effectively what I'm saying there. Okay. Okay. That'll do. Why is that shard channel? I have to have a large stone. Wait a second. Your essences give spikes to friendly units. Okay. I can't have 2 units competing to have spike slays. They will cannibalize one another's buffs consistently. I can't do that. It's optionality. Sure. But man, does it suck. That last stand looks pretty good. Just decrease its cost one more time and then dupe it. Honestly, it's more than good enough at that rate, I feel. Oh. You bloody well did it, game. You absolutely friggin' got me. Plus 10 spikes, nice. Yeah, the game absolutely just done did it to me. The demon friend goes into the Animus of Will. I got to take the capacity gem because I knew that I had the Animus of Will at that point. The Animus of Will is also quick, so he can sit behind this and they just go and bop the whole... It's quite pleased. Quite pleased. Got you too. That's not enough. That buff's not enough. At this point, plus 10 on you. Honestly, like, multi-strike is going to be far more impactful for you, naturally. I'm looking for plus 25 on our front liner. Is you being endless enough? Maybe. Maybe? But it will be hit. And like, it's not long before any time this is hit, it will die to a single hit. How am I gonna increase its survivability? God, is it just give it that right now? So Merchant of Steel and a Concealed Cavern here. Here's the trick. I actually still have to go to this. Because I whiffed really hard on any health gain here. And because I have to... Also, I didn't find multi-strike, and that's fine too. Yeah, I can find that there. Although that's not going to really be make or break. It's whether I got the health there. But it's also 2 more removals from the deck. And the Concealed Cavern happens at the same time as Merchant of Steel. So if I was going to leave this Merchant of Steel and then run into a Concealed Cavern before I hit another Merchant of Steel, I might want to just throw the Thornstone in so that if I get an extra upgrade, I can upgrade capacity with the Brand Warrior though. You know, give it a 3rd gem. Yeah, no. Interestingly enough, the Husk Helmet actually gives plus 30 on its essence, but we've already put an essence into the Brand Warrior, so we can't do that. interesting, but not available to us as an option. We'll continue going down this line because the other one doesn't also look like it would actually really benefit us much at all. Start a battle enemy is pretty well, sure. No matter which of my banner units I get, I'm protected against those. It's one of them. My banner units, that is. Also, we're going to be killing these with quick, so it doesn't matter to us. Oh, I wish I could also throw out the trample. Although, oh, I can't use Razor Sharp Edge to kill you. No. No. Oh, well. And then Razor Sharp Edge on the back line. Like, your damage is ridiculous now. Although I still do need to confirm that this one in the front is going to get slays with its openers. So you are going to get buffs for a while until I am comfortable with that. So 70 on the next floor you're going to have to deal. $71 in fact. Nice. Yeah, I could throw both of those, but it's not really gonna make a difference at all. Unless I get back to my Trample Stone. Trample Stone? Trample Stone for me. It's fine. I didn't need it. Hood Sids. As much damage as I can on there. Man, y'all didn't stack that much rage up here on that top floor. It's courtesy of this guy not having multi-strike. Not that he needs it, but you just need to kill the frontline unit every single turn, right? 3 rage to the whole floor every single turn. That's good enough, especially when the Animus of Will is already scaling ridiculously off of not specifically that. Like, this is enough. Right? +5. So you kill the Brand Warrior when you get to this top floor in a single hit. This is way too close for comfort. Although that was like the worst position we could fight that boss in, but also where we should have done it. Branding right. Piercing Permafrost, 5 damage, and 20 armor. That is really, really good. Great survivability card there for us. Pyro, eh? Energy is nice, but not if it engenders passivity. We'll take Invigorating Solution there instead, just as a boost tar draw. There's the Heartstone. I can't large stone it because I can't. The matter of the fact is I cannot do that. If I reroll here and I don't see multi-strike, I'll just take a Strength Stone if I see one. Fine. It's good enough. It's 30 damage by base when I play it. Firestone Housing. These guys +5. Cards we consume have 50% chance to be discarded instead. 50% chance to be discarded instead. Good, good, bad. Bad. Great, great. Okay, yeah, we'll take the winged clippings there. And then these torches are just non-specific versions of the vents that I already have, or the vent individual, singular, that I already have upgraded. What do you got for us? Umbra could be capacity. Stygian could be... There's nothing in Stygian I want. Wormkin could be... Consume card return. Consume card synergy. We have wing clippings. Ooh, Umbra. Can I get Ember Cash out of this? I think I could get Ember Cash out of this. Space Rhythm's fine. Yeah. It's fine, right? Can't make it intrinsic. Can I? Divine Temple. If this makes it intrinsic... We'll see. We'll see. Enemies get spell shield. That's fine. I don't want to kill them with my spells. I want to kill them with my units so that I get the buffs. You see. Okay. Because if it became intrinsic, then I could take capacity onto the next and then put the Hornbreaker Prince on the same floor, right? That's the idea. I like Branded Warrior, Wildwood Sap, and Branding right here on the top floor. Unfortunately, I can't get the Wildwood Sap out if I want to do it. Well, I could Branding right next turn. Why do I have a Branding right this turn? Which means... I can't Branding right next turn because I'm going to be spending 2 Ember on something else, but it's fine. It'll be okay. I got preserved. Nice. Let's throw you here. I put you on the bottom floor, you die, so... Yeah, I guess you do go there. City? Oh, I know this one. Animus Will, Invigorating Solution, another Wildwood Sap. We vent there for the money. We just lose the Hornbreaker Prince. It's not relevant to me. You desperately need your trample as soon as possible here, though. Ideally, it's in the next hand. How can I most guarantee that it's in the next hand? That's the big brain play. And the way that we can most guarantee that it's in the next hand is to drop 2 Root Seeds here to draw 7 of the remaining cards in the deck. So now there's only 2 cards on the bottom of the deck that it can't be. Perfect. Perfect. All right, yeah, we're so extremely done. As is the enemy. Ooh. Even more trample. I don't think even more trample is even necessary. Get some arm. Seems like you could use it, bud. Pretty big buff. You get 2 sweeps. I'm a Wildwood Sap the back line because I'm nervous. Needn't have been. When your damage is this high, you apparently do not need defense. I need defense. Double stack on a Spike of Hellhorn, eh? And another Last Stand. It's got to be the Last Stand. Has to be. Hold over Route 1. No. Permafrost. Restore 25 health. Draw +2 next turn. Just hold that in hand for the right turn. We have a... Wow. Actually... Draw +3 next turn. +1, +1, +1 whenever I play one of those. If I take this, I think I can legitimately just take Ember. I think that's not too much of a problem for us anymore. Also, it is just like healing when I desperately need it. Or draw when I desperately need it. So I want to go over here because there's a lot of Rage Relics that I haven't necessarily got any copies of yet. That would be really helpful. Wow. Wow. Which of these do I even take? Day-to-day melee weakness 1 to enemy units on the bottom floor of the first wave of the combat is a way to try and get the Branded Warrior to more consistently kill a frontline enemy unit or Animus of Will to be able to clear the floor. Regen restores +1 health per stack is nice, certainly. But I think we take the faulty loader there, so our openings are a little less garbage. Wait 1 second. If I give you Intrinsic and Spell Chain, that is the Space Prism there that I'm talking about, and then I go Ember, my opening hand will guarantee that I have the ability to put out the Horned Warrior on the same floor as everyone else. Intrinsic and Spell Chain in there. And then we've also got Rage doesn't decay and units get another upgrade slot. I got a Merchant of Steel in my near future. I have one in my immediate future, in fact. Water. All right. I should set up on the bottom floor, so I don't have to worry about the Absolvers. Also, I don't have to worry about the... One sec. Wait, Animus of... No, but you're quick. You'll attack first anyway. I was about to add Animus of... Actually, regardless... Okay, this positioning matters. It probably doesn't matter in this fight. I think we're actually just going to blow this nerd up, and it's not going to be a problem whatsoever, but it is a important distinction to make. Hornbreaker Prince goes in the back. Branded Warrior in the front. Spell... Oh, that one consumed this time where it preserved last time. Is that not seeded? I might have played those in a different order. My apologies. I wasn't intending to change anything there. It's this in particular. Because the Hornbreaker Prince may get some armor over the course of this. It's very unlikely. But if it does get any armor over the course of this, what I'm really going to want is the Animus of Will behind. So this is chump blocking for more Animus of Will damage against the boss. That's enough rage on the floor to just pop a last stand right now. Get him. See, I still need my frontliner to be overwhelming 1 at the absolute least so that I can start getting rage continuing to grow on this floor. Does Rage even really need to continue to grow on this floor? Or do I need defense growing on this floor? Well, we're killing all of the enemies, and this is quite a powerful line. Got to worry about 2 90s later on. You can still get another upgrade. You can still get another upgrade. That upgrade could include Large Stone on both of you, in fact, and then just moving the Horned Warrior back out, which would be really good. I would take that. We take these. I think the safety play is the one that I want to make right now. Push its damage the entire way through the line. Regen. Just gonna use focus growth for the extra draw this turn. And this is looking real close, and then double our rage. Oh, you'd love to see it. One Horn's home is... One Horn's home. One Horn's tome there is hilarious. If I got a value stone, I could actually decrease that to be playable every turn. Well, every time I draw it, rather. Because I'm going Ember after this. It adds fragility to them is the big problem. Because then all it takes is, you know... Ideal damage to my own unit to even give them armor, right? So all it takes is thorns, sweep. Well, sweep's probably not gonna happen. Well, the TLD is gonna hit us every single turn. It's so hard to do that. Channel Song has consumed permafrost. So there is a world where we play the first 2 units we draw, right? And then try and hold with those 2 units for a little bit, and then wait for the Channel Song to come out of the deck, and then play that. Got 29 cards in the deck. That's gonna take way too long. Dark Deal for Rage 7 application. Rage 7 is a lot, especially when I'm doubling Rage. Ember. It's the mythical no draw gem run. Can he win it? Whiff. We bring one. It's fine. That one's more than fine with me. Double torch out of here. There's the multi-strike. Good. So it's actually starting to do something with its excess rage. Chain. It's not bad on Dark Deal. It's just I also then need to find a way to heal that unit back up. What am I going to give them? A Wildwood Sap to heal them back up from the Dark Deal damage? Yes! Answer that one of the... Yes! Yes, I will do that. And I can do that. There's another dupe over here. There's also cost reduction, rather. Cost reducing. So that would be, like, reduce the cost of a last stand, dupe that, something like that. Something in that vague realm. Really would have liked to see a value stone, though. That's not going to be a problem. I can let the Branded Warrior take those hits, right? I might need to stop this floor, though. Because that is currently a lot of damage projected against that Branded Warrior. Well, it's less in the next wave, right? Because we'll have the Animus of Will out. These ones deal 10 though. Okay, I'm gonna Glimmer this line. I'm just waiting for my regen to be set up a bit better. Again, I'm still getting rage on our frontliners so that I can actually get damage. Last Stand is appealing to play every single time I draw. I mean, I can play Focus Growth next turn. These Permafrosts are actually way, way better than I would have expected at the outset. Okay, and then I'm waiting for Trample. There it is. Start peppering down future targets. As you can see, I'm starting to dig upwards here with the Focus Growth and Last Stand getting us back in the game there. You can take that. Wait, the copy is going to have Spell Chain, isn't it? Sorry, Spell Chain, Permafrost. Take a block on that one. Now I'll just do all of the things that draw us extra. Just cut those 2 units out as well. Because now I'm just trying to get to more doublings. Do I still have one left in the deck? No, they both consumed on the first strike through. Rough. Okay. Welcome to the top floor. Glad you could make the trip. I'm Robert Edwin House, the founder of this place of rest. It's to say a haven for the wayward if you can pay the rent. Hit him with a... hard pass. Awake. Engraft's just an extra energy. I can give it a +10 and then it's a heal as well. Okay. Especially because I am going to be cutting over here. Holdover. I could see holdover on the Engraft. I don't hit hand capacity often at all. Can't consumers play, deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit. Bring users get +1 damage per stack of spikes. That's just +10 damage on the branded warrior. That's very little. That's 180 to put 10 damage on the branded warrior. I can do that with one play of Razor Sharp Shell. So no, I don't think that's an efficient usage of my stuff. The Trader's Quill, I mean, the thing is, my consumes are usually limited by the floor on which I play them, so I don't really use them for setup. I theoretically could, but like on a unit, probably on the floor where I want to make the units, although negotiable later on when it's already activated. On a unit, probably to heal up my own units, although I could use it on a different floor anywhere, right? Like that. I think this actually might be a reroll. It could have been... No, it can't have been. I was about to say, it could have been the dupe, a Animus of Will, and then Sketches of Salvation. They get summoned to mid-floor. Just immediately. The problem is the Branded Warrior can't get pulled back out to the front, and it does need to be there. Because if it doesn't attack first, because everything's quick, it won't get any slay triggers, so it won't give any rage to the rest of the floor, so our damage engine is slowed. That is a very Tough store. Say tough. Did I check if we have a value stone in here? I didn't. Do we have spell chain though? Theoretically possible, probably not useful though. Can I get consume remove? This has holdover. That feels like that should definitely have a cost reduction on it. I don't think I do want to hold over anything here. Maybe I do take the Engraft holdover and then the +3 so that I can get a little bit more healing. +3 to magic power. The +3 to the magic power also makes the Branding Right deal more damage to me though. I think an extra Ember per turn is actually going to be pretty big though, so fine, I will take that. Reroll. There's a consume removal. That's what I was looking for. So consume removal, very clearly, I just want a last stand that stays in the deck. And then I'm going to cost reduce this last stand. Here's an important question. Which of the last stands do I dupe though? Or do I dupe a Wildwood Sap? I think I dupe the cheap one so that I can get off the ground a lot easier, and then after that fact, it's going to be a lot easier to get back to and then play the more expensive one. Start purging cards, get that torch out of there, get the unupgraded vent out of there. One unupgraded root seeds rather. Probably our final removal. And you know what? I can actually probably also throw the +20 onto this vent. Get it consumed out of the first cycle. Maybe I should have -1'd the a Wildwood Sap so that I could get more regen out of the board. I increasingly feel like that was probably a good idea. Should I do it anyway? So. I don't know why I want to be above 150 here. Couldn't possibly tell you. Although I can tell you that the events that I had not hit previously are now more likely as a result of the previous patch. Damn it. Okay. I'll tell you what's just happened is Seraph the Patient, every single round, is going to be applying melee weakness. Okay. So here's melee weakness stack on the Hornbreaker Prince, which means you take 2 times combat damage the next time you're attacked. Because we are going to be killing all of the enemies with quick, Seraph the Patient is going to be a unit that connects with us through that. So if this Seraph the Patient ever has more than 35 base damage, it can just come up here and kill the Branded Warrior. Doubles its damage and then murders it. So I need to prevent you from getting as many of these incantaries as I possibly can. I do want the Razor Sharp Edge in my next hand too. Uh-oh. That just got a lot worse. Because now it's going to have 2 stacks of melee weakness. Could it apply to melee weakness as it came up here, and also 1 as it left. Or, yes. So 2 stacks of melee weakness, eh? That's going to beg for armor. Okay. I'll admit, I'm pretty terrified. Those 2 coming up to the next floor shouldn't actually change anything here. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie me. Is that 2 stacks I was talking about? So we go to 90. You'll be 35 by 3, which is more than 90. It's 105 in fact. I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do. And it feels bleedingly obvious, like it was kind of stabbing me in the face the entire time. And what to do is, who cares about the Hornbreaker Prince? That's what to do. Does that help? Like, no, right? So our frontliner dies in this cycle. And then you apply melee weakness before leaving, and then you come back, and then you apply melee weakness again. So here, we finally found it, I think. You start here. Split the effects of the Seraph the Patient. Otherwise, we will just lose. Do I even use Space Prism? You'll be coming down here to apply that. We don't attack quick, so we're not going to do anything there. This also enables us to actually throw out things like the Wildwood Saps that we're going to need on later turns. So I just need to be heal up. I need to be able to heal up from the damage that you are doing this turn. So I think probably one of the best things I can do is alter Rengraph to get that out. And then I think excuse me, I think I do still want to cast something on the top floor this turn. I think that something is Last Stand. I think we need to start multiplying that and then just keep multiplying that as much as possible, as soon as possible. Can give you Branding Right on the following turn. I don't know if I can. Welcome back. So hits, and then 91, so second and third. Then your fourth hit should kill the Shadewing. Why? What's happening here? Hit. Doesn't kill us. Oh, wait, sorry. None of we hit you. You've got now 185 left. 185. Actually, yeah. So this, yeah. That's how that's going. So doesn't that mean that if I Last Stand 85, 127, no. So if I Last Stand, to be clear, what we need to have happen here is this Lightwing hits my Branded Warrior. That's what we need to have happen here, right? How do we get that to happen? If I use a Last Stand here, my 185 hits you, and then a 125 hits the Gilded Wing, kills it. Second hit hits this, second hit hits this, right? So what we need to do is increase the damage of this Animus of Will exclusively. That should be enough. But it's not saving the Branded Warrior. Why? 15, 30. So you're doing 30 damage and you're doing 31. To a unit that has... What? You're doing 30. You're doing 31. The first... This is the 15 doubled to... oh, it's melee weakness 3. So it's 45 and 31. 45 and 31... 86. 75 is our block right now. We can't match that. We absolutely cannot match that. This is what I get for not taking chump blockers. This is why I was trying to get a bunch of health for our frontline unit. Evidently, didn't get enough. How else could I do this? Is there even another way that I could do this? That's a pretty good question to ask at this point. I don't think so. Let's do one last look at our major deck, right? We tried Hornbreaker Prince beginning the fight on the middle, on the bottom. If it began the fight on the middle, it would die in the first turn. So if we are using it to split the first effect, then it has to go on the bottom. Here's what I'm going to do. Why is the Animus of Will dying now? You have Trample? You nerd. You fool. You absolute buffoon. It can have Trample and melee. So it can utilize the effect of Trample melee weakness more commonly than I can. Huh? That's what I'm getting from this? Exceedingly rude. No, I didn't see Welder Helper. I think I've seen one Imp over the course of the entire run. So 2 copies of Impressive with the cost reduced. So what was I going to chump with? Maybe I just need more branding rights. Problem is they can multiply their damage by even 2 on the branded warrior, and as soon as it's multiplied by 2, then suddenly like the base damage of 30 means that I need to have 90 by base and be on full HP. If I've given it no incants, and occasionally I do have to give it incants because there are units that things that I have to play on that floor at that time. You got me. You well and truly got me, Sarah. You hate to see it. So I'll tell you what the big problem was. Or not the big problem. Big problem, right? Don't most flying bosses start on the bottom floor? Because if the Seraph did, 3 turns of Dazed on that Seraph would have probably bought me the fight. Because if it's Dazed, it doesn't use its resolve abilities, and it doesn't use its action abilities. Does the melee weakness count as a resolve or action ability? I think it does. But it's not on the tooltip for it. Curious. Very, very curious. Obviously, had we have found a large stone for the Branded Warrior, would have been complete change of thing right there. Another one that I definitely would have taken, in fact, I called it out at the very start of the run, maybe 5 minutes in, would have been the Cycle of Life for plus 10 HP. Also for plus 3 spikes. Would have been another way to try and handle that. Another thing that I would have wanted to cost decrease and then buff up. Hilariously, the Emblem of Exiles, the first decision I made instead of the Capricious Reflection, also would have been a huge boon to our ability to take care of that. I did turn down an Awake, but it's important to note that it's important to note that the Awake was very expensive. I didn't have many opportunities after that to really reduce its cost significantly when I had other things that I still needed to reduce the cost of. What was Awake even offered against? But the final thing with the Awake is that, like, an individual large heal to a target is okay. But what I really needed to do here was have more armor or more health so that I could take the initial hit and then heal back afterwards. The final kind of like permutation of that we ran through did have a brand warrior that wasn't on full health that would have been able to survive were it on full health. But of course, we couldn't have known even if we were going to draw the Awake in that circumstance. And I will admit as well, I definitely there were points in that run that I forgot about the old patience of that friend up there in the back line. Not that there were a ridiculous amount of opportunities for me to deal with it, though. I also didn't see that much armor generation, right? I took the armor generation that I did see, save the Spike of the Hellhorn, which I turned down for something else, which I still think was probably a reasonable choice. The other being a last stand that had its cost reduced. I mean, come on. That is how this would have gotten the damage to defeat some sort of an enemy at the very end of the game. But for the moment, let's generate a challenge right here. It's Hellhorn Awoken, the Failing Flower Sympathy. It's not directly, but it is tangentially related, at least thematically, to the run. Especially in the first and final word there. For the moment, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train The Last Divinity. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself, so there's a playlist in the description down below. I said you. I put emphasis on you. I enjoyed that run regardless as well, to be clear. Hopefully you've been enjoying it. I enjoyed my time. Again, links in the description down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.